Yes, and it's very convenient that, again, this group of people who don't believe in respect, very intentionally, those who are in the know, of course those who are ignorant maybe do so out of ignorance, but those who are in the know very intentionally conflate the notion of respect with worship.
Yeah.
Now, there is no doubt whatsoever with any Muslim, regardless of which school of thought they happen to follow, that the only entity that they consider worthy of worship is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's no other thing or entity which is considered worthy of worship, regardless of which school of thought you follow in the religion of Islam. It is because of that, the fact that worship is only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that we respect everything else. And that respect is not worship.
Yeah.
And that's very important to make clear, that respect is different to worship.
Thank you very much. And yes, I don't know, we could have books written on why respect has got confused with worship. But we've got a caller on the line. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. How are you guys? Thank you so much for the show.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Thank you for calling in.
Yes, my question is regarding, of course, Jannat al-Baqi, but also about Jannat al-Muwala. I know that placed in Mecca, and that was also demolished and destroyed. But were they related to each other? Like, were they both destroyed at the same time, for the same reasons, by the same person? And when we commemorate or remember Jannat al-Baqi and that being destroyed, is it also the same thing for Jannat al-Muwala as well? And so it's kind of my question.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I was going to come to that,
yeah.
And I'm glad that the sister called in to make the point. Jannat al-Mu'alla, which is a graveyard in Mecca, was demolished at the same time by the same person for the same reason as al-Baqi in Medina. Jannat al-Mu'alla is a very important graveyard as well. Hazrat Abu Talib, the uncle of the Holy Prophet of Islam, is buried there. Hazrat Khadija salamullah alayha is also buried there. Hazrat Abdullah, the father of the Holy Prophet of Islam, is also buried there. And a number of noteworthy other companions, early companions of the Holy Prophet and early members of Bani Hashim are all buried in Jannat al-Mu'alla. And when we speak about the destruction of holy shrines, we're talking about both Jannat al-Baqi and Jannat al-Mu'alla, because yes, the history of course is that the current regime which occupies Hijaz had started with Karbala and Najaf. They had attacked the shrines of Amir al-Mu'minin, Imam Hussain, Abu Fadl Abbas, and looted the gold from there. They tried to demolish them but were unsuccessful in doing so. When they were removed from there, they came to Makkah and Medina and they demolished the shrines at Al-Baqi and at Jannat al-Mu'alla. Of course, Jannat al-Baqi has a closer significance or more of a significance to followers of Ahlulbayt alayhim salam, because 4 of our infallible Imams are buried there, in addition to a number of other prominent personalities. Fatima bint Asad, the mother of Amir al-Mu'minin, is buried there. Baneen, the mother of Abu Fadl Abbas, is buried there. And in addition to that, however, they were, yes, and this is important to emphasize, that they were both demolished at the same time by the same person for the same reason, which, as we were discussing just before the phone call, that the excuse or the reasoning given behind the fact that we're demolishing these shrines is because people are venerating the shrines, and venerating the shrines is shirk. It is against Tawheed. Worship is only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and therefore we need to remove the shrines. Now, like I said, there's no doubt in any Muslim's mind that worship is only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is a no-brainer. This is something that all Muslims believe in. And that respect and reverence is something that is, as you say, comes very naturally to a human being. You don't need to be taught it, or you don't need to be educated in the fact that certain things need to be respected. This comes very naturally. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes a point of mentioning this as well. Interestingly, it's mentioned in Surah Al-Hajj, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَن يُعَظِّمْ شَعَائِرَ اللَّهِ فَإِنَّهَا مِن تَقْوَى الْقُلُوبِ. Those who respect the signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is a reflection of the taqwa that they have.
Yeah.
In other words, somebody who doesn't have respect doesn't have taqwa, as far as this verse of the Holy Quran is saying. What is sha'air Allah? Another place in the Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Inna Safa wal Marwa min sha'air Allah.
Right.
Safa and Marwa are from the sha'air Allah. Now this is even more interesting because he doesn't say the Kaaba is sha'air Allah.
Yeah, yeah.
He says Safa and Marwa, which is a very particularly interesting thing, because Safa and Marwa is associated with a particular act by Lady Hajara, who went running to search for water for Ismail alayhi salam. And he says that is min sha'air Allah, amongst the sha'air Allah. And indeed, anything that reminds a person of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is considered part of sha'air Allah. In tafasir we have received, it mentions very clearly that things which take you towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are sha'air Allah. Now, there's no group of individuals who take you closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than the Holy Prophet and his holy progeny. And so respect and reverence of them is, according to this verse of the Holy Quran, the reflection of the taqwa that is expected of every single believer.
Thank you very much. Excellent point and very well explained.